Right, and we are live. Hey everybody, thank you for joining us. I'm Stuart and this is MLM for CEOs, the channel that is aimed at providing key insights to decision makers operating within this lucrative multi-level marketing industry. In today's episode, we're going to be speaking about the 5 videos that you need to be creating to help your people become better networkers. And here to help me unpack this information is a good friend and mentor of mine. He's a man with over 35 years experience within this industry. His name is Richard Sletcher.
Oh, nice to see you again, Stuart.
Good
to be back in the studio. Yeah, lovely.
It's good to be in the studio with you.
Yeah. Enjoy this so much. I just want to reiterate what you said. We get a lot of people who are networkers who come to our channel, and then they find that the information is not really relevant. And the reason for that is that, as you mentioned in the intro, our business is about helping decision makers in companies to leverage multi-level marketing as a route to market.
Right.
So if a networker comes along, where it would help them is if they decide, in actual fact, they want to become a full-time business owner rather than just a network member. So they want to own a business that does network marketing rather than just be a member of a network marketing company.
Sure.
Now, those people, obviously, this is exactly what this channel is meant for, but it's mainly for company owners, maybe people in retail space, maybe people who are finding other methods to get to the market, or people who are already in the MLM space who are looking for some help. That's actually what this channel is geared for.
Right. Yeah. And I mean, I get it all the time. It said, but it's not speaking to us. And I said, but you are a network marketer, and that's perfectly fine. But we are appealing to the company owners, those that own the network. Yeah. So that's fantastic.
No, I just want to reiterate that.
Yeah, thanks for that.
Okay.
So we're speaking about the 5 videos that you as the company owner need to be creating for your network to just help them become better within their business. Okay, so the first one, or before I go into that, what is the best method of communicating content to your people?
The 100% best method is face-to-face, belly to belly as it's called.
Yeah.
Sit down with your distributors, teach them how to use the product, role play the presentation, go out into the field. You do it, they watch. You do it together, then they do it, you watch, and then they do it by themselves.
Yeah.
So there's no better method of training than that. Unfortunately, there's been quite a swing towards online and digital distributors and IBOs, and that think that they found this easy way to make a lot of money, so everything's going online. It's not the best way to do it. Nothing beats speaking to somebody face-to-face, but because of this whole online explosion, you have to produce a lot of this training and make it available online.
Sure.
So, yeah.
I think what's happened in our past is obviously COVID has accelerated online presence, but also the fact is that I only have a certain amount of time to sit in front of someone else. I know this is the most unbelievable way, belly to belly, to connect with someone. But if I've got someone sitting across the country or across the world, video content will be able to serve a good purpose to educating the people on whatever the resource is.
And that's the way it's going.
Yeah.
But there is a big swing back towards in-person training.
Yeah.
And even if you've got somebody across the country, they should be able to attend in-person training wherever they are. And those people who have recruited people in your area should be able to do the same. But as you're saying, look, the reality is a lot of people are just not able to access the training. And so that's where the whole online training and videos and YouTube and everything come in.
Right. Okay. Well, let's get into the first one. The first one that we've got is the business opportunity presentation. So let's talk through that, why we need to create it and what purpose does it serve?
Well, we're talking about training videos now. So you need to teach your people how to present the opportunity. And there's a number of different ways they present it. One would be in a coffee shop, which would be a napkin presentation. Another one would be over Zoom. Another one would be like in front of a group of people. And so you need to create a video that actually targets those different areas so that you teach them, you go through it in detail. We've done one before. It's on our channel somewhere where you literally go through the process of teaching them how to present that the opportunity. And you can use the finger methods where you can say, I'm going to peg retail commission here and down and level-based commission there, and you can work through it on your fingers where
Yes.
it's just a discussion,
Yes.
or you can have it in a brochure form where the person works through the brochure or a little flip file or on a computer or whatever. But providing them a video plus the content so that they can actually watch it, try it, and go and implement what you're teaching them out in the field. So it's critical because your two things that you need to teach them out of the blocks, and I think the most important one is not the opportunity. The
Sure.
most important one is how to sell the product.
Mm-hmm.
That's the most important one. That should be the number one you're doing. But we'll talk about this other one, which is number two,
Yes.
is teaching them to recruit someone is the second most important video that you can
Yeah.
put out there.
Sure.
So, yeah.
Okay. Now, we've seen this. We've experienced this firsthand. When you teach someone and someone goes through that course content, do they know it and can they present it straight away?
It's actually crazy. You know, sorry, excuse me. We went through a whole training session with our guys where we taught them how to do it. And we did it to each other. I did it to you. You did it to me. We gave them a script. We said to them, go and learn the script. And then we got them up in front of the room to actually do it. And they were nowhere.
Yeah.
It was actually crazy. And we had to do it several times to actually get them fluent with it. And it was it was a really short script.
Sure.
So when you see in action, you know, people take in about 10% from the video and then they go and try and implement it. And if there's nobody there to help them or correct them, it's very, very difficult to get past from the content to actually the implementation. That section's very tough.
Right.
Yeah.
So, the best way to learn is to teach or to go out into the field and do it.
Yes.
And you said something quite important now is that if you are the expert in the field and you're teaching me, I watch you do it. So we go out in the field together and I watch you do it. The next time we go and do it together, and the next time, third time, I do it and you watch.
Exactly.
Not laugh, watch.
Watch, yes.
Thank you. And that's a proven successful method.
Yes. And when you go out into the field and you see the real world reactions, it's not just canned where you predict every single response and now you've got to adjust.
Right.
That's where you see whether the person understands the principles or not.
Okay.
You know.
All right. Well, let's go into the next one, which is all about the product. That
Yeah.
it should have been the first one because this is the thing that we need to punt as a networker, as a company owner, first and foremost.
Yeah.
If we don't sell the product, we don't have a business.
Exactly. I mean, the whole concept of network marketing is that you use MLM as a route to market for your product.
Mm-hmm.
This is not just a way to scam people or get money or whatever. This is actually a way of marketing your product. So your first thing should be your product. And so you should have videos that really talk about the background of the product, how you made the product, what's in the product, what makes this product absolutely unbelievably special. And you should tell it in the form of a story. I tell this Amway story all the time about their what's it called, Nutrilite,
Yes.
their vitamins. And I watched that video once, and that video just stuck in my mind, where they talk about the farms, and they show video of the farm. And they bought all the farms around it, and they don't use pesticides and herbicides. They use spiders to keep the insects at bay. And they had video of the guys releasing millions of spiders into the field. And so when you see a video like that, it really sticks, and you believe. It increases your belief. So that video needs to be done extremely well. When the person is finished, they must be totally in love with your product. They must believe in it. They must know where it comes from. There must be a story attached to it. Hook that onto some sort of story, a journey, and take the distributor on the journey with the product. Because when they sit in front of a customer, they'll be able to pull that journey out and tell the customer why this is an amazing product. And for me, that's the most important video of the lot.
It's amazing. You've told me that story. I remember the first time you told me that story. It's stuck in my mind.
Exactly.
I hadn't even seen the video.
Exactly.
And it's there, and I can imagine it because you've told it because you, to your core, believe that this is an amazing product and you love this video. So as a company owner, you need to be creating content that is just so memorable. That creates this experience that you never forget.
And if you do it in the form of a story, that's a much more powerful way than do it in the terms of a fact-based thing.
Right.
So Mary discovered this product, and you can then take a person along the journey with Mary or whatever. You know, you can create a storyline with it so that you take the person and how she discovered this. And with the farm, how they set up the farm, who the farmers were, why they bought the farms around them, and interviewing the people who were involved in the fields, and all of that created a story, a narrative that was very easy for me to then go and talk to other people about.
Right.
Yeah.
I think real life testimonials are very important within video content. People can relate,
especially
to
with
people.
the products.
Yeah, for sure. Okay. So let's go into the third one, which is recruiting. Teaching your people how to become good recruiters, how to prospect, how to connect with their leads, how to close their leads, and what to do thereafter, which gets into our next video.
Yes, exactly. So one of the biggest problems that people have when they get into this business is, how do I find people? And you need to create videos that make it absolutely simple to go out and find people. Now, I don't know if you remember, we did those training sessions and we created a mechanism where the person could go out and literally in 5 minutes could find 5 leads, 5 people who are interested in talking to them about the opportunity of the product.
The prospect on demand.
Yeah, and you could literally prospect on demand. If you didn't have a prospect, you could literally go out and find a prospect just like that. And so you need to create videos like that. And look, there's amazing books out there on how to prospect, how to get people to talk to you, how to connect with people using LinkedIn, using Facebook, using Instagram, but also using your word of mouth. I mean, we did that whole thing with from GoPro.
Yes.
Which was
8 steps.
Yes. And you go to a person and you say, hi, like the restaurant owner. Hi, we got such amazing service. I don't have time to talk now, but if I send you a link, would you take a look at it?
Sure.
Yes, you would. When do you think you'd be able to look at it? 2 o'clock tomorrow. So if I phone you at 4 o'clock, you'd have looked at it, right? Excellent. Everybody can do it. It's a simple method and you can literally prospect on demand.
Yeah.
So I think that helping people to connect with their clients, there should be a lot of thought going into that. You should be reading books, tons of books on how to prospect, and then you should try it out yourself. Once you've established how that works, the next step would be to get out there and go and teach your people, produce a video. And a in-person, real-life video showing somebody how it works with 5 or 6 or 7 people would be the best way to do that.
Yeah. I remember when we were setting up our training courses, you told me a line that you'd heard, which was, the world's best kept secrets are hidden within the pages of a book. And we read books over that time.
Sure.
And we educated ourselves, because you don't know what you don't know. And if you don't know the core principles of how to train effectively or how to prospect effectively or whatever the point of it is, you need to educate yourself in it.
Well, absolutely. And I mean, I've been in this business a long time, and I know that there's a ton of stuff I don't know. And so when we were putting those courses together, we went out and we got books, and I must have read about 10 books on various aspects of how multi-level marketing is done today. Who are the new proponents of multi-level marketing? How they're using the digital media? All of those things we just went and consumed. I mean, you and I both consumed a ton of books on that, so that when we did our training, we were using whatever's cutting edge right now, whatever the sort of the top guys are doing right now. We were adopting those mechanisms and putting them into our training. And if you're running a business like that, you've got to have that attitude. Doesn't matter how long you've been in it, you don't know it. A friend of mine always used to say, if you're ripe, you're ready to rot. And if you're green, you're ready to grow.
Nice.
And at any point in your career, you actually need to have that mentality of, I'm green.
Yeah.
I don't know it all. We're ready to grow.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to the next book.
Oh, yeah.
Which
me
is
too.
Next year.
With any luck.
Okay.
If you stop me being so busy, keep me out of the studio for a bit.
I'm sorry. I just love having you in here. So, okay, so the fourth video that we want to create is that of the compensation plan, and really educating our people on the comp plan, the different ways of earning, so that they can understand it and then teach their people.
Yeah, I think you need 2 different videos, or a number of different videos on the comp plan. Number one, you need the overview of the comp plan.
Sure.
People need to have a 30,000-foot view of the comp plan. But comp plans are generally very complex.
Yep.
So the idea would then be to have the next steps video. So if you've, for example, got an IBO, independent business owner, who's moving to, say, team leader, you might have a team leader training video. what do you need to know to go from IBO to team leader? What is required to get you there? So that next step. Or you want to go to silver team leader. What do you need to know to go to silver team leader? And so you could put up next steps videos, because very few people understand the compensation plan as a whole. What shocks me is that how few company owners actually understand their compensation plan properly.
Yeah.
We talk to the company owners, do you understand your comp plan? Then we start digging into it. They have no idea, no clue. So the issue is, instead of trying to teach your dealers who are coming in right at the bottom, your IBOs or your distributors, whatever you want to call them, how the comp plan works as a whole, rather say to them, this is the overview of the comp plan. You can earn here in 6 ways. These are the 6 ways you can earn 30,000 foot view. But your next step is, so if you're an IBO, this is your next step.
Beautiful.
If you want to move to team leader, this is your next step. If you want to go to silver, your next step. And then you create a series of videos which you push out to the guys when they reach there.
Nice.
As they get promoted, okay, now you give them the next step video. Right, what do you need to do now to reach your next step? And what happens is, incrementally they understand the compensation plan, rather than try to download this, dump this incredibly complex comp plan into their heads.
Oof, that was quite a tongue twister.
First day with the new teeth.
You got through it. Confused people say no. And if you have an information dump on the compensation plan, they're going to go, "Oh, this is far too much for me."
Exactly.
But if you can provide information in incremental steps that they can consume and understand and then implement, that is how you need to.
And if you're focusing them on the next step, then they're not worried about it. They don't want to. You don't want to confuse them with Crown Ambassador and pool bonuses and all of that. You don't want to confuse them with that. Just, what is your next step? This is what you need to do to get to your next rank. Focus them on the next step, and that should be your videos for the compensation plan, how it works, how do you get to your next step, because the goal is for the IBO to leverage as much money as humanly possible out of the company. The goal for the company is to get the IBO to do the things that they want him to do in order to do that. So it's a win-win for both parties. This is your next step. Go to it.
Love it. Okay. So the last video, the 5th video that you want to talk about, is the setting the expectation video. Now, this is something that is done better belly to belly.
Yeah.
And a lot of people say you're going to make $1 million and in the first year, and they paint the dream.
Yes.
But the reality is not such. We have to set realistic goals with our people, especially when they join the business.
Yeah. Well, I mean, about the close, but the bottom line is, how much would you need to earn to make this worth your while? The person gives you a number.
Yeah, $1,000.
How many hours a week would you be prepared to put into this project to earn that kind of money?
20 hours.
Says 20 hours, you say, fantastic. And for how many months are you prepared to do that? So there you got your 3 things. I want to earn $1,000. I'm prepared to put in 20 hours a week, and I'm prepared to do it for the next 6 months. Now, there's a realistic numbers, and we can work with that person. If the person says, I want to earn $100,000 a month, I'm prepared to work 1 hour a week, and I'm prepared to do it for the next 3 weeks to see what happens. Well, why bother?
Right.
So there's an expectation there. And the second expectation is, once a person has signed up, is to build that expectation of, okay, it's you who succeeds, not me. I'm here to train you, but I'm not here to do it for you. If you are not doing well, can I call you and just remind you why you joined the business in the first place, and how many months you were prepared to give to this, etc. To create that expectation. Now, that needs to be in a video so that anybody coming on board can do that exercise with their new distributors.
Right.
Because otherwise, the people promise the world. When it doesn't happen, that person leaves, they're disillusioned, and they badmouth the industry all over the place.
Of course.
Because there is no ways you can do nothing and earn a fortune.
Sure.
And when people say that, all you have to do is, well, no, there's no all you have to do. All you have to do is work your backside off.
Nice.
That's it.
Yeah. Okay. Well, Richard, thank you for the session.
Was that it?
That was it. The 5 videos.
Catch up, hey?
Eh? How good is that?
So good.
Love these sessions with you. Thank you so much. You're a wealth
Pleasure.
of knowledge in this industry and in many other industries. But thank you so much for your time.
Okay, my friend. Welcome.
Okay. Thank you. Kazate, thank you so much for joining us for this live event. Really appreciate it. This episode was made possible and sponsored by NetReady, so thank you to our sponsors for making that. Please follow us on all of our channels. We're on Facebook, LinkedIn, we're on Spotify, and we're on YouTube. Please follow us on our channels and subscribe, and we'll see you next time. Thanks. Bye.